getting dicey.
Yep.
Stream.
Oh.
All right. Have
Sorry.
you guys all sorted with your little images, your cool little green screen images? Yours is actually looking all right there, Reese. I think you got it
I
working.
had my 10 p.m. setting set.
Gotcha. Well, let's get back into it. The majority of the crew have just sort of left. Well, actually, let's move you onto the map. Let's move you back onto the map of Phandelver. You guys have just. Wait a second, it's in the way. Get out of here. All right, you guys have just come out of the Lion Shield Costa. The majority of you, all but the Baron, who last you saw was in the tavern. And as you've exited from, where's my little cheat sheet of faces? Is it that one? As you've come out, you've heard the familiar voice. Adventurers! Oh, it's the adventurers!
Right.
And the little halfling boy that you've seen before comes running up. But he stops abruptly. He sees Gil at the front, but he just stops abruptly and goes, "Oh, there's even more of you than before. Oh, this is really, I thought yesterday was a good day, but today, oh."
I stand up and throw my cape backwards with over my shoulder and say, "Yes, boy. What can we do for you?"
Oh, I heard what you guys did to the Red Brands. Please, are you guys here to save us all?
Yes, we are.
Oh, with hearing that, he's just like, he's sort of up on the balls of his toes, and he's kind of pumping himself up, and he's all super excited, and he starts like looking around, and he's kind of clapping. He's very excited to know that he what he thought was true. You are like the adventurers that he always thought would come to Phandelver. And he's just sort of bouncing around, looking around, and you spot, as he's looking around, you notice. So on the map, you've come out of this little entrance here, okay, sort of to the southeast of the Costa, and he sort of shoots his eyes across into in front of this building here, the Townmaster Hall, and you can see outside there is a Red Brand talking with this fat kind of sort of man, like just like this fat stout little man, and he's looking kind of sort of sweaty and uncertain, and from the north, sort of coming around the corner, you see the Baron making his way towards you as well, and the little boy pipes up one more time. Oh, you will be the saviors of Phandelver. Oh. And he kind of starts running off towards the Red Brand, full of energy and excitement.
Stop! Get the boy away from them!
Wait there, boy.
And he looks over his shoulder and sort of slows down, but he's still kind of like, you can see he's got his fists clenched. And he's kind of just making, he basically just thinks you mean like, slow down. No need running into this. And he's just slowly making his way towards the Red Brands.
Young man, come back here. I must speak with you.
Has he run past me, or which direction is he going in?
He's sort of at this point here, and you can see the Red Brand talking to this portly gentleman outside the front of the hall here. Yeah.
Seeing him run off, I give chase and ask him to please return.
Okay. So you catch up to the boy, and he looks at you and says, "Oh, are you going to help me fight them now?"
We must plan first, young man. That is part of adventuring too.
What are the rest of you going to be doing at this time, American?
I run up behind Gil to ensure the child does not run into any danger.
Okay. Sig?
Sig pays little heed for someone so small.
Okay. All right. So Sig is just remaining at the sort of the doors of the Costa, yeah?
Sig has got some fine equipment to draw in his sweet little war scholar book.
Okay, awesome. How about Loris? Oh, Dave, you're on mute, so
Put on mute, they say when you're typing. So I put myself on mute, and then I figured that I'm not typing anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, Loris is not paying attention to the child. The child annoys Loris, and if the child approaches Loris, she's going to struggle dealing with him. So it's probably just as well that the sick child has disappeared or run away from Loris.
Okay.
Whilst remaining calm, I'm not going to get angry at the child. It's just bubbling underneath.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Easy.
Okay, and Byram, you've kind of seen a small boy run out across in front of you, followed by Gil and Mirakin trying to stop him. Ahead of you,
it's obvious that they're trying to stop him.
yeah, and ahead of you to the left, you do see a man kind of dressed with he's got a big kind of red cape over on his back, and he's talking to this sweaty, short, little stout, fat man.
Okay. I'm just going to wave at them. Hey, where have you been? The party. I thought we were partying, and then you disappeared last night.
Was that directed to myself and Gil?
Yeah, you're running past. But it might not hear me. It's pretty lackluster. Yell. Not too much hunting.
I'm sure he's quite exhausted after drinking so hard.
Does it work?
Oh, you are alive, Baron. It's good to see that. Sorry we had to leave you. You clearly wanted to press on much harder than I.
Yeah, it's obvious now, but at the time I thought we were all drinking. And I turn around and you're not there anymore. So have you stopped the child? This is out of character.
Yes, have we stopped the child?
Yeah. You guys caught up to the child, and the child has stopped and has asked sort of Gil what the plan was.
Well, I'll catch up to you then. Hello.
Okay.
Can we go up the side of this building and try to avoid being seen?
Well, you guys are like the two are out the front here. So you've, unless you were trying to be stealthy, which I don't think you were, you have made yourself sort of aware. The as you guys talk to this little boy, you notice that the portly guy sort of swats his head down with his handkerchief and hurries into the hall and slams the door behind them. The Red Brand sort of turns around with a big smile on his face, putting something into his pocket, and goes to make his way past you guys.
Do we recognize this Red Brand?
He could have been one of the. Actually, if you're give me a perception check, I guess it's probably going to be the best thing for it.
They look so similar, don't they? Same face.
Yeah.
I rolled a 21 for perception.
All right. No, so this one doesn't look familiar. You've got a perfect photographic memory of the five that were outside the Stonehill Tavern, and this is definitely not one of them.
Does he bear any distinguishing characteristics?
From what you can tell, I mean, he looks just to be like a healthy human. He's got a bit of a skip in his step thanks to whatever he's put in his pocket, but that's about all you can.
So
really
the
discern.
Red Brand took money from the fat guy.
He's taken something.
So it went that way, though, right? It wasn't given to the fat guy. Right?
Correct.
Okay. Maybe it was a love note.
Maybe that's why he's got a skip in his step. All right. So what would you? Okay. So as the Red Brand sort of makes his way past, you can see that the boy is just like really tense. He's really tensing up. He's bursting to fight. Is there something you guys would like to do as this red brand goes past?
Ahoy there, sir. A fine morn.
A wild NPC appeared.
Yeah. All right. So sorry, you're talking to the red brand, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right, there, mate. Hello. Yeah. What are you guys up to? I've heard about you guys, haven't I?
I'm not sure. I don't know what you've heard.
Look, all I know is we've got a leader, all right, back at home, who's terrified about coming out seeing you guys.
Terrified? Why would he be terrified of us?
He said you put a spell on him or something, yeah? Yeah. So look, I'm going to mind my own business, all right? If you mind yours, yeah?
I see. Well, I only wished to chat. The townmaster looked unwell. Were you perhaps dropping off some medicine or something?
That fat bastard never looks okay, all right? I got nothing to share with you buddies. I'm out of here. And he just goes to pushes his way past you guys.
How rude.
What's the formation? Where are Loros and Sig and American?
It sounds like Loris and Sig are back in the Costa, or at least in the doorstep of the Costa.
Can I see what's in it?
What he said.
In his hand? Or is he like really stuffed it in his pocket or something?
He was putting it in his pocket when you were sort of further down the road.
Bastard. Well, I don't know really what the deal is with what you guys have done, so I'm just got a bit of a headache, so I'm not gonna jump up and do anything. But because I don't know what the situation is.
Yeah. So, you guys put yourselves in the formation that you think you're in. I guess is probably the easiest thing. Gil, I imagine you're out front of the lot, having caught up with the kid first. American, whereabouts would you be?
I am nearby Gil and the child.
All right, so we'll put you maybe there then. Does that look about right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So as the red brand makes his way past, he kind of just gives the little kid a flick on the ear. He just kind of like flicks the kid on the ear. He's like, "Say hi to your mum for me, eh?" And just kind of walks off. And shoulders the Baron as well as he pushes past.
Sir, that was uncalled for.
And he's not listening. He just is continuing his walk. And the little kid now is really agitated.
American would like to get crouched down and talk to the child at face level. Are you all right?
And he's not really responding. You can see that he's in his head. He's kind of fuming. He's turning sort of like his whole face is blushed. Yeah,
Steam coming out.
Yeah. He's pretty angry.
Would Loris have seen this little flick? It's hard to get good help these days.
So you would have been outside the front door, is that right?
Yeah, so I'm kind of where I am, where in the picture. So I'm just like, would I have seen?
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm sort of behind the crew. Would I have seen him sort of flick the child?
Yeah, I'd say that. I don't know. Like Loris seemed pretty disinterested in the kid, so I'm going to say no.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
I'm going to say no. I'm just rolling something. Gil and American, what kind of roll do I want from you guys? Let's have a quick look here. Could I get... Can I get a dex...
What the heck is that noise?
Yeah, what is that noise?
Someone's sanding something in the background.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, cool. Gil and American, can I get a dexterity check from both of you?
Check or save?
A check.
Right.
I rolled an 18.
And I have rolled an 8.
Okay, well, all right. I'm just going to compare that to what I rolled. So, with a kind of out of nowhere, that little kid just takes off. He's charging after that red brand.
Oh no.
And despite your best efforts at reaching out to stop him, he runs into the red brand and just delivers a sound punch to the back of the red brand's like calf, just like thud. And that red brand,
He should have used a dagger.
the red brand,
Red brand dies.
that was a critical hit. Unfortunately not. The red brand realizes we're on his body. It's a pretty low hit and kind of realizes what's happened. He's like, oh, buddy. Oh, you didn't want to do that, buddy. And he grabs the little kid and starts dragging him into the town center.
I yell, unhand him now.
What do we got? You can roll intimidation.
At Gil's yell, Sig looks up from his book.
I rolled an 18.
Okay, with 18, it's enough to stop the red brand in his tracks. And he turns around with the little boy held like in front of him. And he's like, all right. What do we, what's this got to do with you, buddy?
It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with a poor defenseless child being dragged through the streets that would concern any citizen.
Look, I was dragging him out of here, all right, so you guys wouldn't get to see what happened next. But if you'd like to see what happens next, maybe we can speed this thing along, yeah? And he pulls his short sword from his scabbard.
I want to ready an action. Is that possible?
Sure, yeah. What are you waiting for?
If he goes to use the sword, I'm going to cast a spell on him.
Okay. Okay, so I mean, Loris and Sig, you guys are seeing this as well now. This is
So I think. Sorry, go.
Should we roll initiatives to see what happens?
yeah. Okay. Let's wait a second. I need to have this always ready to go, but I don't. So what I'll get from you guys is to roll initiative.
Where is the
Click your character, roll the initiative button.
I got a. What did I get? A 17.
Oh man, why do I roll so shit? Such shit initiative.
Oh,
I've rolled
I
a
rolled a
23.
Wow.
23.16.
22.
I rolled a 15.
Okay. I'm just gonna chuck a red brand on here just so we can see where they are. He's massive.
Oh.
Whoa. I did not want to mess with him.
Did I say this was a giant one? All right, so he's about there, and he got a. Oh no, that's right. He got a 7. Okay, at the top of the order is Murican.
Yes, well, nothing motivates me to action more than innocence and danger. I'm furious.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right.
What would you like to do?
I would like to run towards him while casting Entangle.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So we need to roll a Dex save, don't we, to try and get out of this? Is it Dex or Strength? I think it's a Dex.
strength.
Strength?
Let me cast that and I will
Okay.
see. All right. So,
All right, strength check. Okay.
you must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained. So hopefully this keeps the poor child out of harm's way.
And what does he have to roll higher than?
I know
What's
these
your
things.
Dex saving?
It's like 13.
Is it my spell save?
Yeah.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, so unfortunately, with a roll of 15, he manages to sort of bust away the vines that are growing up around him. But the young boy has become entangled.
Yay! You're welcome.
That's one way to protect
It's
it.
really stuck there now.
Whereabouts
Yeah.
did you run to? Just so we can...
I would like to run as far as I can towards them, which I imagine I could get quite close, yes?
Well, this... Yeah, we'll say... It's a 30... This is to scale, supposedly, so we'll say
Right.
that it's slightly wrong scale, but that's about 30 foot there, I'd say.
And with that, I would like to yell out, "Don't you lay a finger on that child, vile scum!"
Okay. Sig.
So Sig is only just getting wind of the situation, but with vines appearing and people yelling, he thinks he understands enough to act. So Sig sprints towards the red brand and the young boy, and uses a dash action to tackle them both to the ground.
Okay, great. So is that's a strength check, is it?
Do you need to make a strength check to go through the vines, or are they?
Well, yeah, but it is difficult terrain. So
Okay.
what sort of distance? We'll say you make it to them. That's fine. I'm happy with that. But it's I guess it's a strength save to see, or both of us do a strength check to see how they.
Isn't a dash a full action?
Yes.
Oh yeah, good point. So you can dash, but then once you're there, you can't make an action.
Sig dashes all the way there and is very nearby.
Have you got any bonus actions or anything you'd like
And
to
as a
do?
bonus action, I'll be like, wait.
Okay, cool. All right. Give me a persuasion roll.
With pride, but not skill. A persuasion roll.
Correct.
6.
Correct. All right. The Baron.
Okay, well, I'll ready my action like I had.
Okay, did you want to move any closer or? What do you want to
Yeah, a bit closer. So it's difficult to tell. Is that
Yeah.
30 feet out there?
Yeah, that'd be about right.
All right.
Okay, and you're readying an action just if the
Yes.
red brand is gonna attack the kid.
If he's going to take the kid, yeah.
Okay. Gil, top of the order. By the way, as Gosher, our one of our mods and our stat talent that is not here tonight, unfortunately, he did want to say that Gil has yet to roll a crit fail or success. So
Wow.
he's the only player yet to roll a crit anything. So
like
maybe tonight's
safety.
that night.
I hope
I
they
believe it's
continue
not-
that trend.
Is it Ars Goetia?
Ars Goetia, yeah, that's the one.
Oh.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Did he clarify? Oh, yeah.
the
Ars
internet
Goetia.
clarified.
And he's getting married?
He's
getting
He's
married.
been married.
Is married
now?
on his honeymoon?
He
was
should
it
be
bef-
on his honeymoon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Priorities.
I know. I mean, John went on holiday once and still managed to DM a session. That was gold.
Yes.
So.
To be fair, he did apologise profusely.
He did.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah. And created a stats page for us, which I should really link underneath the the thing. That's something I haven't done yet. Anyway, sorry. Top of the order now is Gil.
I'm going to pull out my instrument and just play a sweet tune. No lyrics this time, but a few very lulling notes
Oh.
as I cast sleep.
Okay.
Centered. I would like to make it emanate from far enough away that it only affects the brigand and possibly the boy.
Okay, that's cool. There's a couple of just townspeople kind of shocked, just standing on the outskirts that might get affected by this as well. But that's okay. We know who you're aiming for. So it's at 5d8?
Yes.
Okay.
28.
Okay,
Big
yeah.
rolls.
That's a good roll. Okay, so yeah, so the sound of your singing, you can see that the red brand is his eyes are starting to close, and the sword that he pulled out kind of just drops to the ground next to him, and he kind of just flops down onto a bunch of the vines, and is just kind of laying on top of the vines now. A couple of townspeople around the area are now also snoozing gently on the ground. There's maybe 2 or 3, and they're being looked after by the ones that didn't get taken. But that does end our battle for now.
Nice
For now.
work.
And I call out, wait, everyone, don't harm him or he will wake up. We need to get him somewhere safe, perhaps inside the townmaster's hall.
Wise words, Mr. Gill.
Okay.
And Sig stands like a traffic cop and just tries to keep the villagers away.
And I rush forward and start disentangling the poor boy from my failed vines.
I'm going to look behind and see if I can see that the other guy.
The other guy had left into the townmaster hall shortly before the red brand had walked past. Anyway, he was and you remember he was quick to get out of that conversation.
Right.
You poor boy. Are you hurt? He's asleep.
Yeah,
He's asleep,
the little
isn't he?
kid's asleep.
Oh, so sleeping angel. So cute.
Yeah,
So glad he wasn't harmed.
that was a close one.
Shall we
Give it a
bind
minute.
this red brand, this person up, and then take him to where? Someone suggested we take him somewhere. Where are we going to take him?
I suggest we take him to the townmaster and get to the bottom of this. We could also find out whatever it was that the townmaster handed him.
Cool. So Laura, I'm just going to chuck him up onto my shoulder. Basically, just pick him up and throw him like a fireman's carry over my shoulder.
Careful.
Gently, as much as I can. I'm imagining it's not too much of a difficulty, given I can practically lift most things without too much problem.
Just give me a strength check.
God, if I roll a 1 here, I'll be so embarrassed.
Throw your back out. Or something.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
So who are you trying to lift? The red brand.
The red brand, yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be a strength, not a strength save, but a strength check. Where am I, man? I can't find it. Oh, roll strength. What am I doing?
Rainbow
Sorry, my
mode.
brain's a bit slow today.
Summer.
Oh!
What did you
Oh, no.
Got a 1.
Great. Just
I'm not going to get you to roll a D100. What I'm going to do is turn initiative back on.
Can I
Didn't
just
shit
point out
yourself
that,
as you picked them up?
So what happened? What
I
happened
do
is
get extra. Oh, that's so fucking embarrassing.
yeah.
I do count as
called
one
it.
size larger than I'm carrying when I'm picking something up, but I'm not sure that's not going to make any
No,
difference.
with a crit fail.
Dear idea.
You go to lift him up, and as you go to heave him up onto your shoulder, you kind of just throw him over your shoulder. And he hits the ground sort of face first, taking
Awesome.
a little bit of damage. But
It's like a suplex.
as John
Perfect.
will know that any damage given to this guy is going to wake him up from his sleep.
Sorry, Gil. I tried.
It is now the ruffian's turn.
at least he's separated from the boy.
Yeah, he
Maybe
kind
it's slippery.
he
Too greasy.
Yeah, greasy. Like, you just look at
And
his hair. It's all greasy and ugh.
I believe he dropped his sword at least when he fell asleep, yes?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
He can't have a sword. He's just been thrown away from where he was.
Yeah. So let's place everyone where we think they would be now, because there's a little bit of movement. The red brand has been thrown over Loris's shoulder.
Would be over here somewhere.
Yeah. American has rushed to look after the kid. So, all right. Man, I didn't expect
Loris
this
is
to
just
happen.
standing there, kind of looking at his hands, kind of. You know, like that big rock man in the Neverending Story. Like, you know, they used to be so strong here. You know, that guy just kind of looking really perplexed at his hands because he's got no idea what just happened. Which is really
Not the
confusing.
D&D campaign without a never-ending story reference.
So the red brand looks really confused, and he kind of shakes his head, but he is prone, so he is going to expend some of his speed to stand up. What's he going to do? Instead, he looks over and seizes his weapon behind Loris, and looks to his side and sees the Baron standing there, and he just kind of screams and charges at the Baron with two.
Oh, I thought this guy couldn't get any worse.
And basically just starts punching you.
Outright.
Sees an easy target.
All right, the first punch just obviously still a bit disoriented, and it swipes to the side of your head without making any sort of contact. And he follows through with his left hand, and he basically misses with both punches. He's obviously
maybe it's my drunken weaving,
ducking and diving.
So he totally misses both punches.
But I noticed he was trying to punch me, or are they just so ineffective that I thought he was just dancing?
Yeah. You're not sure exactly what he was trying to do. Loris.
So I could just cleave his head off, but I'm not going to. Given Gil has sort of said that we want to talk to this guy, I'm just going to try and restrain him. So he's gone. He's behind me, or is he?
Yeah,
he's
behind
me.
He's
or I'm
directly
behind him.
He's behind you, but you just need to turn around and he's there.
Okay. So I'm just going to basically turn around, and I want to put him in a full Nelson. So just while he's swinging around, so I'm going to come up behind him and just going to basically put him in a lock and hold him, and sort of just lift him up so his legs are off the ground, he's kicking and screaming. I just want to basically hold him in a kind of a full Nelson until he sort of just gives up.
I'm going to need another strength check.
Oh fuck! It can't fail twice, all right? It's supposed to be.
Work roll 2 1s.
It's supposed to be what I'm good at.
11.
Oh, for God's sake, an 11. Jeez, what is with my rolls at the moment?
Even
Pretty good.
Oh,
even
shit.
with the Shrine of Lux influence, he basically you've grabbed him around his arms, but he kind of just like pops his arms up and ducks out of your grip.
Yeah.
Popping and locking, dance fight. It's got it all.
Is there anything else you'd like to do, Lars?
No, that's pretty much my action. I assume by grabbing him, and I'm not exactly going to move away from him.
Yeah. Okay, Murican.
Wow, absolutely unforgivable behavior. Absolutely atrocious. Attacking a small, innocent child like that. There's no coming back from something like that.
I'm not a child.
I could be more livid. No one would mistake Loris for a child, that's for sure. I'd like to use my bonus action to use Misty Step,
Okay.
which in which I pull a silvery mist across myself and teleport. I'd like to teleport behind the slippery bandit
Ooh.
and pull out my dagger
Oh,
and stab it right into his back.
Okay.
Things have ramped up.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
sorry, you can't. No one hurts an innocent child on my watch.
Yeah.
but
All right.
it didn't hurt him.
So Mirakin kind of like a was it like a mist? It's a mist, I guess, that kind of just washes over you, and you're just and you're gone.
I teleport.
Yeah. Behind him, yeah.
Yes.
All
Would
right.
that give me advantage?
It will
perchance?
100% give you an advantage on this roll.
For once, I'm the murderer. How did I roll? I
Oh,
rolled
good.
17
All right, 17 is a hit.
for 4 piercing damage.
Yeah, and that
You would like to whisper in his ear, "You're disgusting to me."
oh, he loses 1 point to his ego as well. No.
Wow.
So he's taken a bit of damage from that dagger. It kind of just slices in and out of his side, and he's like, ugh! And he shifts his attention over to you. Okay, Sig, the War Scholar, you're up.
So since Sig was ignoring the first half of this interaction, he still thinks tackling the guy is going to be the best option.
Okay.
So with his speed, he's going to sprint towards the red brand and tackle him to the ground.
All right, can you give me a strength check, please?
Indeed. Sig rolls a 6.
And unfortunately, with the, I guess it might still be that kind of drunken stupor from being asleep. He kind of just manages to like stumble to the side as you fly past him, and you're now prone on the ground next to him.
Oh my god!
What a crazy rumble!
This guy's too much.
There's like chanting and cheers happening all around the town centre, but you're not sure who's cheering for who. You can see, you're not really sure who's on whose side here. There's Baron. It's your turn.
Okay, well, I agree with Mirakin that he is just the worst. And the stabbing was a bit of a leap in damage. But what I'm going to do is, what's the coat that he's wearing? A red.
He's got a red cloak off his over his shoulders, down his back.
Okay, well, I'm going to attempt to grab the cloak and pull it up over his front of his face.
Yeah.
And just like between his legs, and then pull it up. And then tuck it into his under. Tuck it into
Big cloak wedgie.
You're gonna, yeah.
Would that be a dexterity check?
just around, over and under, and into the belt.
Because that's quite a maneuver. Like he's
Yes.
So you want to.
That's how you do a wedgie.
So he's facing you, yeah, and you want to grab the cape from behind him, pull it over his head, back under between his legs, reach around, grab that thing, and just pull up, just to give him. Can I get like a dexterity and a strength check?
Wow.
Yes. A check, not a saving. How do you do checks on this?
You can just click the word strength, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. And dexterity and roll.
Oh, that was dexterity then. What did I get? An 8. That's a high score. That's pretty high. And then I'll get a 1 for my strength. Oh shit! Here we go. This might not go to plan, but I don't think it would.
I'm not thinking it will. 19.
Had you succeeded in that dexterity roll, that would have been the most atomic wedgie known to the Red Brain Society. Phandelver would have been talking about this moment for as long as they'd been talking about the time they were ruined by the orcs. But unfortunately, you reach out to grab his cloak, and he just kind of like flicks it out of your grasp before you can grab it. And you've done well at you've done really well at confusing him. In fact, I'd say he's probably so distracted by this that anyone attacking him before his turn would probably get advantage. Okay. So he is thoroughly confused. Gil.
My stepdad And I'd say, I had hoped that no blood would be spilled here, but I suppose sometimes an example must be made. I unsheath my rapier. And I hope to pierce his heart.
Oh,
Whoa.
roll to hit.
I approve.
I rolled a 7. Oh, wait, you said I had
Oh.
advantage,
You
right?
have advantage. You've got advantage.
I rolled a 22.
Okay, perfect. All right. So with that, and what was the damage?
8 piercing damage.
Okay, great. So yeah, the rapier pushes straight into his chest. It doesn't seem to go hard enough to puncture a lung or damage his heart or anything like that, but it's pushed into his chest, and he's looking pretty worse for wear right now. He's
Just in his nipple.
yeah. Is there anything?
With my bonus action, I'd like to say, I suggest you leave this here if you wish to live. Don't struggle. Don't run.
Roll persuasion.
I rolled a 24.
Ooh.
That is a good roll. It is the Red Brand's turn. And he's heard every word. He doesn't feel very good right now, and he's not sure if it's the amount of blood leaving his body or if he's still just a little hungover from that sleep spell. But either way, he's taken your words very seriously, and he's just like, yeah, all right. And he kind of just like puts his arms up for a few seconds before just sort of like limply dropping them by his side. That's the battle over. So what would you like to do with your new captured Red Brand?
Ouija him. Only logical answer.
The punishment must fit the crime.
No, that's not true. I'm not saying that. Gil talked him into it.
Yeah, I think it'd be only right to ask Gil what his next move is here.
Let's us go have a chat with the town master.
He just nods. He's not really saying much.
I guess we head there. Can someone look after the boy?
Yeah, and as basically as this fight dies down, you can hear sort of cheering erupting from the townspeople. It stops as fast as it started, like not because there's any other Red Brands around, but because of the fear that there could be more Red Brands. They kind of do a little mini celebration, and then out of the crowd comes this a halfling woman who comes straight for the child, and is basically just tending to him. It's clear it's either a relative of some sort. So he looks to be in good hands.
Very good.
Before we head away, I just want to quickly kneel down and whisper to her so that the Red Brand can't hear.
Mm.
And I'm just going to say, tell the townsfolk, tell them we're here to help. Tell them we'll need theirs.
All right, she's got tears in her eyes, and she just looks up at you and nods. Cool.
Very good.
All right.
Very moving, Mr. Gill. That was very emotionally good.
I was hoping that nobody else heard that, but
All
We can
right.
just fight all the Red Brands one at a time. No problem.
Yeah. 5 against 1. That was pretty good.
no Red Brand has ever drawn more spell slots than this fellow.
Okay. So are you just going to kind of like, are you going to withdraw your rapier and
Yeah, I put my weapon away. I motion to perhaps Sig and Loros this time hold the man.
Yeah. Oh,
Sig clamps his hand over the wound to limit the blood loss as we move towards the town hall.
okay, cool. Yeah, so as you guys move down the south path away from the town city, you can hear people sort of murmuring is picking up again, and you're hearing sort of you can hear whispers and talking that maybe Phandelver isn't in as much trouble as they thought with the new visitors here. You kind of get the feeling that you guys have lifted the spirits up at least a little bit in Phandelver. And the red brand in front of you is pretty dejected. He's barely able to stay on his feet.
All right, shall we go see this chap that everyone's been talking so much about?
Let's.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Let's just bring up information. So you guys are just walking into the town master's hall?
Yes.
All right. So
I'd like to try the door.
okay, cool. So the town master's hall's got big, sturdy stone walls. It's got a nice, big, pitched wooden roof, and a bell tower at the back there, where the arrow's pointing at. Posted on a board next to the front door is a notice that's just written in common. Did you guys care to read that notice, or are you guys just wanting to head in?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Okay, cool. So you can see it's a big, kind of like an old style wanted poster, and it says reward: orcs near Wyvern Tor. Those of a mind to face the orc menace should inquire within.
Is it written in papyrus font?
Absolutely.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah.
It could be worse. It could be Comic Sans.
Yeah, yeah. It's got the town seal at the top, and sort of a signature that you can't really make out near the bottom.
Job to fight orcs where?
It says near Wyvern Tor. Wyvern like the dragon, and Tor Tor.
Okay.
And as you enter the town master's hall, it's kind of a little musty in here. It's got the smell of maybe kind of like a multitude of different meats and cheeses. As
Someone say cheeses.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So the last episode, they learned that there's a lady in town who was trying to get meat and cheeses for the town master, but it had been lost on delivery. But anyway, so as you walk in, there's two people here. At the back of the room, there's a couple of cells that are empty at this time, and there's the short, stout man sitting at his desk, talking to someone you recognize as Sildar.
Sildar! We found him.
Dildar, that old fart that's just causing trouble.
That's right, Dildar.
Dildar, awesome. What's the old man doing? Is he just sort of lounging around, generally being a pain in the ass, or is he actually looking like he's being useful?
So he's talking to this large, short man who's sitting at the desk.
Nice.
You can see that on the side of the biggish guy is like a small, not small, like one of those big rings with a couple of keys dangling off it on his side.
Does the large man look like the guy that I saw the other night running away?
Yeah, you recognize him. You recognize him instantly. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Can I hear what the old fella is saying? Which is pretty much guaranteed because he never shuts up and he's always loud. I have fond memories.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are in the same room. They're not trying to keep it down. They're just kind of talking about. It sounds like they're talking about Ian or Iano, Sildar's friend.
Oh yes, yeah.
That's right. Ian.
Ian,
yeah.
And have we dragged this scoundrel Redbrand in with us?
Yeah, Gil's giving
Yeah,
you
he's
an
with
eye.
us, right?
I think so. Yes, Sig Laros, you he was in your charge.
So you guys, Sorry, Merkin?
That ought to make an impression, I imagine.
Yeah. So how are you guys entering? Who's in first? Is it Sig and Loris with the red brand, or is it Gil leading the crew in? Like how are we looking at this?
I shall follow up the rear.
Okay.
I kind of like the idea of Gil walking in and then Sig and I coming in with Red Brand between us.
I think so.
Okay. So as you enter, Sildar is the first to notice you, and he's like, "Oh, you found me! You guys, I was looking for you last night, but I must have lost track of time." And he kind of gets cut short, and you can see that the stoutly guy behind the desk sort of look over, and he instantly is kind of like looks like he's seen a ghost. He's not overly excited about what you've brought into and he's just stammering. He's just he's umming and ahhing.
Dungeon Master, what did we overhear about Iano? Any pertinent details?
So you talk. So is this
as we entered?
As you entered. Yeah, you've basically heard the word Tresenda Manor. That's kind of all you heard. That you heard Iano Tresenda Manor, and that's kind of the majority of what you got.
I see.
Yeah.
As we walk in and the red brand follows in behind, I greet the town master. Salut to you, sir. We have a brigand for yourselves.
And he's looking pretty flummoxed, and he's wait a minute, where are we? He's
Good lord.
sorry. He's lost his words. He's not happy to see the guy that he just left. You know, you saw there was a connection with him before, and now he's in here, basically taken prisoner by you guys, and he's a little lost for words.
Is the brigand awake?
Yes.
Or is he?
Yeah.
Is he struggling at all, or is he just sort of?
No, he's pretty placid right now.
Leaking from the wound in his back.
Yeah. In his chest. Didn't
he get one in the back from American?
Oh, both. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna get my little finger and stick it in the chest hole, and just gonna wiggle it around a bit.
Oh.
and quite this is all calmly, no look of pleasure. It's just simple, non.
Come on.
I want it to be clear that there's the face of Loris is literally non-emotional. There is no emotion on his face. He's just literally got this guy beside him and literally just gone and looking down at him. You know this man, don't you? And just kind of.
Does he say, "I'm not enjoying this" before saying?
No. I'm just trying to make it as certain that my face, clearly enjoying the idea of this, is not what Loris is thinking. Loris is just blank, matter of fact, doing this because it's the way you get brigands to talk.
And attempt to react.
I'd like to step forward and call out, "Listen, we've brought the scumbag to justice. He attacked an innocent child. Lock him up immediately."
So first off, he's been given two questions now. So he's just going to try and look. I haven't seen this man before in my life. I need proof of what he's done. I can't just lock up anybody. And he's clearly stammering. He's clearly very uncomfortable in this situation.
Yeah. Loris is just going to push his finger deeper and look at the brigand. Speak, brigand, or it goes through your chest.
Sig, is there something?
Sig will attempt to react. That as he's walked in, he's got his hand over the chest wound to keep this man's lifeblood inside him. So as Loris tries to jam in his finger, he will attempt
I'll go
to
the backhand
bend
there,
his
dog.
finger away.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll go to the hole. I'll go to the hole in his back if I have to. You can't cheat both.
All right. So okay, let's just rewind time. A little bit.
Rewind.
Let's rewind time. Sigur's got his hand over the wound to keep any blood from falling. Loris has come up and tried to go into the wound.
It wasn't quite like that. It was a lot more stern than
and Sigur's basically just gone. No,
Oh, dude,
not in the front hole. You're not. And so,
Immediately. Where's that clip button?
Yeah, clip that.
and so Dave, you've gone for the back hole.
Yeah, clip that too. If Sig's gonna block my right hand, I'll just basically rest it on the guy's shoulder again, kind of holding in with my index finger through into the stab wound
All right.
that American has left.
Might I suggest roll for hole?
Give me a hole roll, please. That'll be a D20.
What would you like me to roll?
Are you proficient in hole?
Probably. It is. Yeah,
Is
my
it-
hand.
Sleight of hand.
Oh, sleight of hand.
Medicine. Athletics.
Where did you stab American?
I
Was it
need
in the
sleight.
kidney?
I need sleight of hand for your hole check, please.
Okay, very good. This will be the one that I roll
Roll
for
a
the
one.
net 20.
May Sig block with a dexterity.
I roll a 17.
And yeah, if Sig can roll a dexterity, we'll run the two against each other.
Yeah, see, sleight of hand is something I'm right at.
Sig,
Oh, Sig!
Sig,
Come
will,
on!
Sig will let no fingers inside his prisoner.
Oh.
Not an 18 plus 2.
That's just annoyed me a little bit, so I'm just going to give Sig the kind of the what the F stare.
Yeah,
Like, dude,
yeah.
just doing my job here.
Sig will stare back. Mr. Loris, this is human blood. It is more valuable than goblin.
That's really confused me now. Blood is blood, Sig. Yeah.
All right, so you've asked
Okay,
your
fine.
questions. You've asked your questions in the
Did not expect all of that going on. Did I see this finger poking?
It's like one of those like martial arts movies where it's like whoosh, 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 and there's just a block with each movement.
I can just imagine the red man's eyes going.
Yeah.
The whole room is like
It's fantastic.
yeah, but no holes were penetrated by Loris today.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. So John,
disappointing.
Gil,
My good friend, the war scholar here, noted that you had no guard established here, and so we took it upon ourselves to bring this brigade, and there are many eyewitnesses, I can assure you. But I do first have a question for you, Townmaster. If I were to search his person, would I perhaps find something of yours?
I mean, look, I don't know what he's got on him, but I'm sure nothing of mine will be on his person.
Are you certain?
and he just kind of just nods.
And then I go to reach inside with Sig's permission inside this thing and try to pull out whatever it was.
Yeah, cool. You pull out just a small purse with 20 gold pieces within it.
Does it bear any insignia? Or?
It looks like it's just got it looks like it's made out of the Red Brand's cloak. It's made of the same red material, the same kind of finish, same styling.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I see none of that in the Townmaster's Hall?
No.
Okay, I'm just going to play it cool. And I'm
Okay.
just going to toss the coins forward and say, I believe you dropped these then.
Well, I mean, they've got no proof that it's mine.
Other than seeing you hand them to him moments ago.
I mean, you've got to pay. Okay, fine. Look, yeah, you've noticed. You've noticed we don't have any town guards, but we've got mercenaries for hire, okay? They are merely paying my due.
This is a large ransom for a town guard. Surely it would be more cost-effective to simply hire people. What does this buy you?
And make sure that everybody in town is looked after. And that's like for everybody, so there's quite a few of them. And everyone stays safe.
I would suggest that not be true, particularly for the woodcarver, the young boy we just rescued, and the rest of the town who seemed happy to see this man apprehended. I don't think you're getting good value for money here, Town Master.
Yeah, he kind of shrugs, and he says,
Look, no one really knows what happened to the woodworker. And anything that they do bad, they make up for in protection.
This is pure extortion, nothing more.
yeah, Sildar is kind of looking at the guy a little more questioning now, and he's kind of moving over to your side of the office a little bit. And he doesn't look too happy with the townsmaster.
It seems fitting a town with no guard is run by an idiot.
And he just squeals like a pig. No, he just kind of breathes heavily and sort of shrugs again. So I think Sildar is gonna sort of like look at you guys, and he's like,
Yeah, it's quite weird. He was the only one in town who couldn't give me information about Ian. I was just, as you came in, talking to him about where I was told he could be.
Where Ian what could be, or where the town guard?
Ian, my friend Ian.
Oh, the wizard.
He's missing?
Yeah, so, okay, look, I asked around, and yes, my wizard friend, he came here.
2 months ago.
That's the one. You've been writing stuff down. That's good. Yeah, so they said he kind of went missing almost as soon as he came. And all I heard really is that he headed up towards that manor.
Maybe he's shacked up in the manor for 2 months.
yeah.
I mean, if you like, we could go check it out. I'm kind of worried that something might have happened to him.
But you say this rotund fellow here is denying any knowledge of the incident. He seems to be rather good at that.
Yeah, he claimed he didn't know anything about the incident. He just kept talking about this bloody thing he's posted on the wall out there, the orcs. But look, I don't know. Sure, they're a little bit of a problem, but it just doesn't make sense that Ian he was here to sort everything out for us, and investigating, I guess, the town, and he's just gone.
What do we think? Do we think that this bloke here knows something? Or is he as stupid as he is fat?
He is very fat.
And he starts getting a little more agitated now, and he's patting his brow with his handkerchief again, and he gets up out of his desk, kind of pushes himself back and waddles himself up, and he kind of takes a couple of steps forward, and he says,
I'm gonna have to ask you to.
I've forgotten the voice. I've forgotten the voice completely. Oh wait, yeah, this is the one. I'm gonna look. If you're just gonna come in here and I don't know, cause trouble and not help me with my orc problem, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Orc problem? I see no orcs.
And he just points.
Yes.
He points to the door.
We do see child murderers, however, which is also a problem. Wouldn't you agree?
And I just want to thank Giddo Jesus 2 for following us because he thought the DMing was awesome. And thank you. I'm actually making myself short of breath being that fat guy. So that's I'm actually just like, okay, all right, just blacking out. Anyways, yeah. So
Sig will,
sorry, Sig.
Sig will turn to Mr. Loris and say, that man seems to have plenty of blood. How about I keep this one for now and you beat a little blood out of that guy?
I'm just going to have a quick look at Gil and to see whether he's sort of approving with this. And then I'll look at Murican and see if she's approving of this because, she's always disapproving of my violence. I'm not sure if Baron has ever actually offered a... Oh, as you said, it's disgusting. So I'll also look towards Baron to see if you're too shaking your head. So I'm kind of looking for a vote of, do I do it or do I not?
I'll just say, let's just try one approach first, and then if that doesn't work, maybe you can use your fists or your finger.
I mean, I'll quite happily put the fat man on the floor, so we can stand over him a bit. But I'm not sure beating him is the right thing at the moment.
Whatever position you need him in to successfully.
I suspect he's probably going to fall over just by looking at him. To be fair,
yeah, he's kind of stomping his feet now. He's just kind of like pointing at the door.
Get out! Get out of my hall!
Can I? Does the floor look like it would rock if a big person sort of stomped beside the fat man? Is it?
It's just a floor.
I'm just kind of thinking maybe I just want to do a big stamp and just sort of see if he'll fall over like a sort of a rolling pin or something.
You'd probably like stomp a hole in the floor if you tried, but it's not like a waterbed or anything like that. You're not gonna.
That's not. All right, fine. Seeing he's stamping up, he's clearly going to be off balance. I just want to kind of give him a bit of a shove to the shoulder, just so he sort of falls on his back. I'm imagining it's sort of like Humpty Dumpty just kind of kicking his feet.
Okay. Well, can you give me a...
It's not like a sphere, right?
No, he's not a sphere. He's just a fat person.
He's fairly circular from what I've seen. I'm imagining him being this rotund little ball with a head on it.
You've got a really cartoony outlook of like what's happening right now. Like
totally
jelly floors and roly-poly men. But no, you can...
He was described running away from me. That's exactly what I saw. This little ball basically.
To be honest, though, cartoony outlook. Wizard just tried to wedgie a man. So
That's true. That's true. All right.
Wizard wedgie.
Yeah, wizard wedgie. So you want a strength roll? Hang on a second.
Yeah, a strength roll, and we'll see how that goes.
All right. Here's my third strength roll for the evening, and oh fuck! It is a crit fail again. What the hell? Oh, surely I can have advantage over this man. Come on, I'm taller than he is. He's fat.
I've been giving you like bonus points for all your rolls in Phandelver, but that is still just a crit fail. Can you give me a D100 roll, please?
Oh, for God's sake. My rolls tonight have been absolute shit.
Cartoony shit going on.
Alright. I roll a
67.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to shove him, and somehow you just kind of misjudge your shove, and you catch your hand on the ring of keys hanging at his side, and you just kind of dislocate one of your little finger on it, and as you go for the push, and you sort of back off, pop your finger back in, but you did take 1 HP's worth of damage on that one. Yeah.
His finger found a hole.
Yeah, you're not going to be using that one for a while.
Yeah, the little finger's not my hole finding finger.
Was it first? It was different.
It was. It was at first. A man of your size, that'd be quite the finger.
Oh, imagine that. You know, from a 7'3" giant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So what would you guys like to get? You've got an angry stout man like in front of you, stomping his foot, pointing at the door, demanding you guys get out.
I shall not move from the door. We're not done with him.
Okay.
Well, I do fear this this brigand wouldn't be the wisest thing to leave him with someone who so clearly is allied. Perhaps we take him with us and head back to the Stonehill.
Sick.
There are some cells here. Perhaps we lock them both in the cells.
Good idea.
I say there's more information that this guy is not giving us. Listen. Do you agree with these awful red brands that threatening children's lives and murdering is the right way to do things? I mean, we can take them on if that's your problem. If you're in their pay, we can get rid of them for you. Surely this is exactly what you need right now.
Can you give me a persuasion roll?
Yes,
Well
I can.
said, American.
With advantage.
Even Weller said American.
Why is that with advantage?
Because you just got right into character. You can either okay. I was going to say you can either take advantage or get an inspiration point. So you rolled well. You got a critical success anyway. So we'll give you an inspiration point. Yeah, which I think is the first one I've given. That was good.
Ooh, thank you.
So that do you know what inspiration means there, Joe?
Please explain.
Inspiration means that you can choose to use inspiration to roll again, or does it take advantage? It's to get advantage on it, yeah?
Take advantage, yes.
Yeah, on a future roll. Before you roll, you need to decide if you're going to use it or not. But okay, so with a crit success of 20, yeah, the color sort of lessens in the guy's face, and he's heard what you're saying, and he looks at you and he says, "You can rid me of them." And with that, the red brand in Sig and Loris's arms kind of starts tensing up.
Right. Yes, we can rid you of them. We've already helped this one along. He's not looking so good, is he?
And he just kind of like looks him over and nods.
And have you seen the size of this bloke up here?
Yeah.
He's huge. Have you seen the size of his fingers?
Can we get rid of this? Can we speak in private?
Does everyone agree that we shall?
Yes. Shall we lock up this red brand?
He's looking really, really worried about doing this. And the red brand's kind of like smiling towards the town master.
Okay, well, if he's been held, I'm just going to flop his cape over his face.
Okay, all right.
Not with the GM, I'm just going to cover up the face here.
Yeah, okay. So, all right, his face is now covered.
I'll give the town master a wink.
Yeah.
He can still hear though, yeah.
He's not here anymore. Yeah, so he wants to speak in private away from that guy. I see. I was just the one intimidating him with his creepy face.
Right. You can kind of pick up from what's happening in this room that like there's this ruffian, this red brand has put him in a real tight spot here. He clearly can't feel like he can talk to you guys about the situation in front of him, and he mentions,
If this gets out, it'll be the end of me. There's.
Perhaps then we should take this red bag to the cells, and the rest of you can chat with Mr. Boomsticks here.
Yeah, well, if we can go outside, maybe, and maybe some of you guys can keep an eye on this guy.
Don't you have an office or?
And what's Dildar up to?
it's a big hall, but it's a hall that's been turned into like it's got some cells and a desk in the back, but there's no office.
All right, it's an open plan.
Open plan.
Shit.
There's a bell tower in the back, like a little door to like a bell tower, but that's about it. It's just stairs up. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we
You could tie the red man to the bell. That would be interesting.
Sure.
That's an option.
If that's what you want to do.
Or we could meet up in the bell tower if there's room enough for all of us. Fairly secure from prying eyes, surely.
Yeah, I mean it'd be a pretty tight squeeze. You could probably, like if you wanted to make your
Too
way
cozy.
like a little too cozy. And plus you'd be all sort of like hanging off stairs and stuff. And
American, perhaps you and the town master step outside for a moment while the rest of us keep this fellow company.
I would prefer someone to accompany me if possible.
Gil, you should go. At least you're
Yeah, Gil, I agree.
talk.
Okay.
We all agree Gil's very good with his words.
Yes. And I will make some crackers and cheese.
Please save me some cheese.
Sid can go with you for protection if you need.
Sig looks at Mr. Loris and looks at his finger and looks back at Mr. Loris.
Oh my god.
You're a clever man, Sig. You're a clever man.
In the interest of moving the story forward, I step outside.
No roll for cheese then.
He's going to have another kung fu finger fight.
I step outside also.
Okay,
I'd like to know what Sildar, also known as Dildar, is up to.
Sildar's following you outside. He's pretty keen on understanding this whole situation as well.
Right.
And the town master relaxes a bit as he walks outside away from sort of the eyes and ears of the red brand. But I think now would be a good time to take a little 5-minute break. That's our break alarm.
It's been heating up for ages. Got to use it.
All right, so you guys have walked. So who's walked out with Sildar, Dildar, and the townsmaster?
Well, I'll
believe
bring
you-
out some crackers and cheese after a few moments.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
thoughtful.
As I
Oh,
leave
shit.
the master's hall, I yell back, "Save me some cheese!"
All right, so Gil's coming out, American is coming out, and it's just you two at the moment.
Yes. You know, it occurs to me we have not found out your name, good sir.
Okay, yeah, sure. And this is where I have to look and be like, oh, that's right. He's not just the townsmaster. Yeah.
And I wish to assure you that we are on the same side.
My name's Harbin.
Charmed.
I would say it's nice to meet you, but the circumstances are not exactly to my liking.
Mm.
Um,
Nor to ours.
So yeah, so as he walks out, you can see that he's relaxing a little bit more, and he says,
I'm glad we came outside. If I was to talk to you about if word was got out about what I was going to talk to you about, I'm afraid about what would happen to me. And he kind of like looks left and right over his shoulder while he's saying this. He's definitely keeping an eye out for any trouble. You guys may be able to withstand one guy, but I mean, there's dozens of them.
How many are their number?
I don't know how many exactly. They seem to keep rehiring, so I don't know, maybe 20 to 30 maybe.
Where are they hiring from in a small town like this?
Sorry, I'm just taking a little look at what this guy knows. Yeah, so
I don't know. It's not like our people are becoming their people or anything like that, but they've got a powerful leader up there, but not one that we see very often.
It's not Iano, is it?
I don't believe I've met Iano. I've only heard the name Glassstaff.
Glassstaff?
Yeah.
Well,
And what do you know of this fellow?
Well, one of the things that you might remember is when John beguiled the leader, one of the Red Brands earlier, outside the Stonehill Tavern. As he did walk off, he said, "Hey, you guys, you feel free to come up. Glassstaff would love to meet you." So it's not a name that you've just heard for the first time. Gil and Loris would have heard this name, and possibly, Sig would have been inside, but Gil and Loris would recognize that name. Well, Gil, I guess. Loris is inside right now.
yes, I've heard this once before. Is this a magician of some kind?
I don't know. There's many different reasons that could. Have you seen any undead in your travels?
Yes, we have. Some skelly boys.
The Skellies. Yeah, I feel Glassstaff has probably he's got something to answer for in regards to the Skelly boys, as you'd put it.
Necromancy.
Did someone say necromancy?
So yeah, as you say necromancy, Baron walks out with a small platter of cheese and crackers, which he's managed to find in Harbin's desk, and Harbin just starts breathing slightly heavier.
In anticipation, or does he want one?
I think he's hungry. Yeah.
Did you say your name is Hardon?
It's Harbin.
Oh, Harbin.
Yeah.
Old hard-on and Dildar.
And Glassstaff. What was it? Esther.
This is a phallic.
In Phandelver. Jesus. Well,
Well, Harbin, I'm sure these mounting odds must seem almost insurmountable. But if we agree that this threat must be dealt with, then perhaps there are options. How might you or the town be of service here? Perhaps the Master Edomath would be interested to know about Glassstaff.
The master who? Sorry.
Master Edomath of the Orchard.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know what Daran knows or not, but I know he's been pretty preoccupied looking after other parts of Phandelver, the outskirts sort of area. Look, I'm not proud of it. We've kind of told him to back off, and he's kind of being dissuaded at every chance. And he kind of hangs his head. The death of his friend was kind of a warning.
Tragic indeed.
A warning to him?
Yeah. So that's So it's a warning to him to back off.
It's not too late to redeem yourself.
While he's heard what you said, he's looking down at the ground. He's not doing too well.
I fear that no matter what comes of this, it's probably not going to be good news for old Harbin.
And why is that? You could be a hero. Imagine turning the tide on these vicious red brands. Everyone would hold you up so high. You would redeem yourself completely. It could be a complete turnaround for you. Imagine that.
And you have their trust at the moment.
Yeah, he smiles. He smiles at that. It's kind of a weak smile, but he's smiling at that at the thought. And he's kind of lost in his thought. Sildar kind of looks at him with a bit of disgust in his eyes, and he kind of just looks back at you guys and says,
Look, I think we could probably kill a couple of birds with a single stone, if you know what I mean. Maybe we can go search for my friend and take care of any red brands on the way, and I'm sure Harbin here will make sure we're looked after. Isn't that right, Harbin?
And Harbin kind of nods his head, kind of defeated.
And he goes, maybe about 40 gold each, kind of look after Harbin.
And Harbin nods his head, and says,
I'll see what I can do, but if the red brands are no longer around, I guess that frees up a few things.
I'd prefer not to replace one form of extortion with another, Sildar. I do have a question for you, though. Iano, have you ever heard of him referred to as Glassstaff?
No, not ever. He's been that good old bastard Ian for the most of our lives.
Does that good old bastard Ian happen to carry a glass staff?
No, not that I recall. I mean, he's a wizard. He's got just a normal wooden staff, like most wizards do. But no, I've never heard of glass staff. I have no reason to even suspect my dear Ian. In fact, I'm insulted. I'm worried that he could be dead right now.
Well, it does seem odd that we're looking for a wizard a potential wizard in a manor, and your friend is a wizard who appears to be at this manor. I would say one of those two situations is correct, and I wanted to eliminate what we could now.
And he kind of points over at the Baron, and he goes,
I mean, that's a wizard. How do we know this guy here isn't who we're looking for?
Because he hasn't been to the manor.
To your knowledge.
And because he tried to wedge your red brand. Therefore, he's on the good side.
I'm just saying.
You didn't say it, but I promise you.
I'm just saying, just because someone's a wizard doesn't mean they're the evil one. And my friend could be dead right now. Dead.
2 months ago, probably.
yeah.
But if he is dead and there's a necromancer there, just saying. Something could have happened.
Rest assured, Dildar, we will do our best to find your friend.
He just kind of nods.
So are we... what's the plan then?
Good question.
Well, how about we get introduced to Tresendar Manor by Hardon. He takes us up there towards them and acts like we're going to be new hirees, maybe, possibly. And when we scout it out, when they look weak, we can squish them.
You've like really disturbed Harbin with this. He starts freaking out.
No, that's not going to work. I've never brought anyone to them, and I'm worried that they'll know what's going on. We can't do this.
And he starts kind of like freaking out over the idea.
Well, he's playing it cool, but
he's not the shining symbol of confidence.
Yeah, okay. Well, it was just a thought.
Well, what practical information could you provide us, Harbin? Is there anything you can think of about their behavior, their tactics?
Yeah.
There's multiple ways into the manor. You can just go through the front door, which seems to be the most obvious way. But there has been talks of another sort of hidden entrance, but I've only heard the rumors.
Tell us more about these rumors.
One of the Red Brands mentioned that they almost caught a small child hanging out near their entrance. But the little guy got away before they could make sure that wasn't told to anybody else.
If only there was a small child that had a secret around here.
Yes.
I take your meaning, Baron.
And was not someone saying they feared a certain area? Why would that be?
They feared a certain area. What, refresh my
The
mind.
Miners' Exchange, I believe they were afeard of them. Phandelver Miners' Exchange.
Oh yeah, someone did mention that to you, but I don't think.
Oh yeah. Just a bit of competition between strong-minded, strong-willed fighters, I think.
Sorry, my voice is going between Sildar and Hard-On. So sorry.
Perhaps, do you think that the Miners' Exchange would lend a hand?
I don't know. You'd have to. There's literally only one way to know. And that we go and have a chat to them, I guess.
I would ask for your letter of introduction, but I fear that might not be worth much at the moment.
Yeah, Loris has just mentioned something good. Let's sort of like move through the walls back into the town hall and see what Loris and Sig are doing with the Red Brand, if anything. And it better not involve holes.
Well, Loris would stop me from. Sig would stop me doing that. But seeing Sig and I are alone with the Red Brand now, as Baron walked out, we've kind of got the opportunity for us to extract some information from him in our own way.
Sure. Just tell me what you want to do.
I'm given Sig's more of a scholarly man than myself. I'm prepared for him to take the lead on that, and given my role primarily has always been a henchman, I'm prepared. I'm quite happy to play that role in this respect, Sig. But I just want to know that it was my idea that we can come up with, we can extract some info from this guy.
Indeed, it's a solid plan, Mr. Loris. Mr. Bleeding Man, tell me about your fellows.
Ooh, tell me about your fellows. Where's my?
Maybe use simpler language, Sig.
He's not doing too well. He's kind of almost sort of passing out, and he just says,
I'll not tell you anything, bruv.
Mr. Loris, it seems he's not a smart one.
No,
I propose we give him a couple of options. I've got a a handkerchief in my pocket, which could soak potentially some blood up from his chest. You've probably got knuckles on your hands. You can accelerate them into his face. What do you propose, Mr. Loris? Are you happy with that bargain?
I'm good with that. He can choose left or right.
Okay, can you guys, just with this conversation, can you guys roll intimidation?
Oh, with pleasure.
I'm not going to ask you to roll strength, Loris, because, come on, 2 crit fails.
Strength has clearly not been my game tonight.
Neither is intimidation.
Come on. Come on.
3 and a 3.
3 and a 3. A 3 and a 3.
Seriously. God, he's got 2 guys in the room alone with him.
Yeah.
He's got to be... He has to be so...
With the whatever might he's got left in him, he just kind of like spits at your feet.
Oh.
Indeed,
Mate, I've been trained for this, mate.
Mr. Loris, I think we've just got a lackey here. He doesn't know anything. Let's just
Finish him
up. Well, let's check with the rest of the party. I think I wasn't really paying attention outside when that little boy thing happened.
They talk too
to stop
much.
this guy, but
we have the opportunity to make a decision here ourselves.
Indeed,
He-
but we
he's
still
gonna
have to wait
bleed
for him
out.
to chat.
If we leave him to chat, he's going to bleed out. So we could just finish him and ease the pain. It's like putting out a dog that's been injured, putting it out of its misery.
Sorry, I'm not going to take that roll because
You pay a good point, Mr. Loris.
I hope not. It's the
Do we,
empathetic thing to do after all. I'm thinking
do we
only
want
of
to-
his best needs.
Do we want to save the pain for this brigand? Does he not
Is Sig
earn it?
frozen forever, or is it just me?
No, it's just you, Dave. Oh, it's definitely just
Sig
Dave.
thinks to himself as Mr. Loris starts to drift off in a daydream.
Sig, can I
Sig
get...
wonders if he's listening, and Sig wonders what's happening outside.
Sig, can I get a perception check from you? And I'll get one from Dave when he comes back.
Sig rolls a whopping 5 after rolling 3 for intimidation prior.
Wow.
Indeed, it is not Sig's day.
Wow. Loris, can I get a perception roll from you?
Perception roll. Good God. Nothing is working tonight, so I rolled a 7. Right.
You guys have had some terrible rolls. Okay, that's okay.
Yes.
Everything. Oh, I'm sorry, the rolls are just happening now for some reason. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, you can kind of you've still sort of heard a bit of the commotion from outside. You can hear that. If we think of rewinding time, you can just sort of hear the murmuring of the conversation happening outside as Baron walks out. You haven't really picked up on any of the conversation.
Can I at least chop a finger off, Sig? Like, I have an axe. We could chop fingers off if that was a better way to get him to talk.
Indeed, that won't kill him. Go for it.
All
So
right.
I'm just gonna. So I'm gonna pull out a little hand axe, grab his left hand, and put it on the table,
Okay.
like so like that up against the table, and I'm gonna aim at his thumb and just basically just gonna.
Be careful with your own pinky.
Yeah, because I am going to
The way I'm rolling tonight, I'm liable to chop off my own bloody hand.
Yeah.
But I'm going to hold his hand by his wrist
Yeah.
and flat against the table, and just basically cleave off
Yeah.
the thumb.
Okay, give me a
Or not,
strength check just to make sure that you can wrestle his
Actually
arm.
move this man. Yeah. This will be ridiculous.
Because he's going to try and keep his arm.
I'd like to think he would.
Sig will assist
Please
in the hold.
Oh, for God's
So close to
sake!
getting a 1.
Oh,
The other dice was a
This.
I believe that was a stealth roll.
He
it
rolled
was
the wrong.
too.
Oh.
I hit the wrong button. Thank
Oh.
God for that.
But that was with a plus
Some-
3. What's your?
Yeah, I've got pretty good stealth.
Well,
3 plus 3.
6. Okay, I'll give
Where's
you
my
another
hold
chance,
on.
Bo. I should just take that 6, but I will give you another chance.
Oh, I
By
might be
rolling
wanting
stealth.
to take
That's
the 6
strength.
after this. Here's my strength.
14.
That's a 14. Well, it's better than the best roll I've had all night.
All right. I'm also going to need you to roll to hit. So you do manage to pull the guys. Oh, sorry, Sig. Would you like to interrupt us?
Sig will assist in holding the man and have his hanky ready to stop the blood flow.
Can I?
So kind.
Can I get a roll to hit?
Okay, here's my hand axe roll. It's 3 crit fails tonight.
Oh, one.
Oh,
Your
dear.
hand axe.
Seriously though, I can't even. I'm too.
His hand
embarrassed to
held
even ask
down.
for
Is it not an advantage?
That's what I was going to say.
It's more interesting if it's not.
But I mean, like his hand is also very close. Like normally when you attack, it's because none of your body is literally on top of the other body. This is him.
It's not on top of. I'm being
Your
very
hand
careful.
is like this while coming down with your axe.
Holding a wrist like that on a table. I'm
And then you roll.
literally placing it.
I'm not going with advantage on this one. I need a D100, please.
Don't roll a 1 on this one.
I'm gonna chop my own hand off. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, I hate my life. I really do.
More often unlucky. It's his new nickname as an adventurer.
It's
It's a 58.
58.
Whew, okay. So the hand axe misses. It misses the thumb of the guy, but it does come down kind of nicking down the side of one of your fingers. It hasn't severed your finger, thankfully, but you have done 4 damage to yourself.
Awesome. I've done more damage to myself than anyone else tonight. In fact,
Dolores,
the only
are
damage
you
I've
proficient
done
in hand axes?
Normally,
Take this handkerchief at once.
And the red brand like whips his hand back away from you as you sort of pull your hand away in pain.
So it was 4 damage. Fucking hell. Have I ever said that how much I hate this game?
Well, normally Laura says, I'm not enjoying this when he damages people, but I think this time he means it.
Definitely, totally not enjoying this.
Oh man!
I'm going to go outside when I see American, and I'm going to show her my hand and say, see what happens when I'm being careful?
All right.
Goodness. Did the barbarian attack you? How?
Yes.
So Loris, you're outside now?
Oh, no, I'm figuratively saying it. I'm just going to stay inside and feel very embarrassed. It's just, I'm going to literally just hands off, handing the guard to the brigand to Sig, and it's like, I give up.
Okay.
I can't even, I can't
So much
hurt
pinky
anyone.
damage.
Sig, is there anything you'd like to do before we go back to the crew outside?
Sig will push the brigand into the cell and lock the door behind him.
Oh, I thought he was already in the cell. I thought you guys had already put him in there. Is that not the case?
He remains in the cell.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just torturing him in the cell. Well, torturing me in the cell.
yeah. Okay,
Just to show him that we can.
So you basically step out of the cell and shut the door behind him. Big clang of the door.
And let that be a lesson to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what will happen to you if you don't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loris is literally just like head down
Oh.
and just very, very embarrassed.
Yeah. All right. Is anything else? Are you guys going to head outside? You're going to stay put?
Sig will stay put, but silently, Mr. Loris gets a little cross in his book.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, that's harsh.
Okay. We'll go back to the 5 outside. What's happening with you guys? What are you wanting to do from here?
I say we gather the others up and head out. I have
Head
one
out
last
to where?
question for the red brand.
What do you
We
guys
could all-
say that we find that kid, get him to show us the entrance to the manor, and then we go in there at night time and kill them all?
Hmm.
It's a good plan. It's a good
I
plan.
fear they do actually deserve this.
They're working for a necromancer, but an evil necromancer in this case. They're probably quite dangerous, and they're not going to leave if we ask them to.
Agreed.
Hmm.
One cannot talk reason with child killers.
I wonder if we could procure some help from the Miners Guild or from Lord Edomath. It seems as though it's unlikely that Edomath will help us, but perhaps the miners?
We certainly could use reinforcements.
They could
If
take
they
up
could
the
fall,
front if we snuck in the back.
yeah, maybe if they caused a distraction and like pulled some of them out,
Mm.
and so when we attack from the back, we're not attacking them all at once.
Mm.
Because I wouldn't expect them to put their lives on the line. They haven't done that yet. You know, the miners, they might if they see us, but you know, I don't.
Mm.
They don't seem too helpful.
That seems like a good plan. Let's head inside.
All right, so the rest of you that were outside head back inside with the townsmaster and with Sildar, and the townsmaster sees the red brand in the cell, and he starts getting flustered again, and he says, what if this guy gets out and he lets Glassstaff know?
He's in the cell. Surely he cannot get out.
Stig has an idea.
Perhaps we remove his tongue.
And
You probably can't write.
There's no
Before that, Sir Sig, Redbrand, I have a question for you. When are you due back?
Shut your
What was your
mouth, little
mission?
man.
We could use his body as bait to draw out a bunch of them. If we get, hide his body somewhere, and then they go and find him, they'll probably send out a guard. Although that does include killing him. But we're going to kill all his friends, so don't want him to be lonely.
May I suggest that he's harder to kill than he looks? I've tried a couple of times.
True. This is a tough guy.
He's
a slippery
very
little bugger.
slippery. Yes. Yeah.
I've tried to tackle him a couple of times and only into tackling myself.
The two guys that you'd think would damage this man seem to have missed every time.
And I'm sure he can overhear what we're saying, yes?
He knows exactly what's happened to him. He's seen it.
And the red brand just gives you a little wink. Yeah, love. Yeah, love, I can hear it all. Hey? Yeah.
Oh, might I
American.
suggest you're quite stupid to have no sense of self-preservation at all. We are openly discussing killing you. Would you like
think
to
that's
help?
going to keep Glassstaff back? Oh, my life means nothing to that guy, all right? Don't matter if I die here or not. You guys aren't going to see the end of the week, eh?
Well, that settles it then. He's worth nothing. Let's burn him.
We need the evidence. We need the. We need to draw them out with a. Actually, maybe we don't need to kill him. Maybe we can just get the cloak and put it in a place that they can see it. And then when they come out, we go in the back. Sorry?
If we're dealing with a necromancer, Mr. Baron, do we need to get rid of his body completely? Or can we just stab holes in it?
No, stabbing holes won't really work. But we might not have to kill him. We could just bury him up to his head or whatever we want to do. We could just use the scarf, or not the scarf, the cape, to get their attention. And then send this guy to the police.
There is no police here.
That's
This is
part
the
of the
local
problem.
constabulary.
Whoa, sorry, everyone's talking.
Another town.
Sorry, Gil. So what was that?
This is the local constabulary.
Call in the detectives from another town or something. I don't know. It's up to you if you want to kill him or not. There's a non-killing version and a killing version.
So our question to you is there a way to kill him where he cannot be brought back by a necromancer?
Well, it depends how powerful the necromancer is. So it doesn't matter what we do to him. If the necromancer is mega powerful, you could bring him back 200 years later. But if he's mildly, we could burn him, like you said, and crush all the bones.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It does.
While you guys are talking, the red brand kind of looks over towards you lot. He says, "Oi, music man, hey, come over here. I'll tell you a little secret, buddy. Come on." And he kind of makes his way towards the sort of cell bars.
I move over.
I only trust this to you, my friend. Only to you. Come a little closer, eh? You know I don't have a weapon. I mean no harm. Yeah.
I go close enough to hear him, but not close enough for his arms to reach me.
Look, mate, I'm going to need you. Look, I'll put my hands on the bars, yeah? Okay? And you just get a little bit closer, yeah? And I'll tell you exactly what you need to hear.
This is close enough.
So how close are you?
So looking at the length of his arms, with his factoring for his shoulders going through the bars, I'll maintain an extra foot or so of distance.
Look, that's all right, mate. If you don't want to know, you don't want to know. And he kind of just takes a couple of steps back into the cell.
Okay. I say we still his heart.
I'm down for that.
Stealing his finger.
Do you mean figuratively, Gil, or cut his heart out?
No need to take any risks. The Baron surely could perform this task with no risk to anybody. Well, except to him, of course.
Agreed. Go for it, Mr. Baron. Use your little twinkly fingers on him.
I've never murdered anyone, have I?
I don't think you have.
No, I don't think you have. Your spells have literally done damage.
I don't think I'm going to do it. But I'm more keen to just bury him up to his head.
And let the ravens kill him.
No. It's like put a little tent over him or something. I think he is safe here. And he's not able to put up a fight. We've captured him.
I'm just
If
saying.
we leave him here, though.
Oi, listen up. Okay, if little music man's too pussy to come say hello, why don't one of you come over and I'll tell you my little secret, yeah? Tell you little secret.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll come over and I'm going to put my head up there and I'm going to listen. But I'm going to ready in action.
which is interesting because he too had read it in action. Okay, so as you near the jail cell, he reaches towards and grabs onto the bars, and slams the door open into your face as it wasn't locked. The keys.
Oh, sick. Did you not lock the door?
We fully locked it.
No, the keys are on the townsmaster's belt, so
it doesn't auto lock as you shut.
No, it's got a lock on it. So
perhaps I didn't lock it. I forget.
So I'll get a dex save from you though.
Okay.
How about that X now, Sig?
I beg your pardon, Mr.
Loris. Have you got your own name in your book?
Okay.
I think Loris is just marking an X in the air.
So Baron had rolled an 11 for Dex, which is unfortunately not enough. So that was a really good roll for the attack, and those bars slam directly into your head as you lean into it, and you get thrown backwards onto the ground, and it deals 5 damage. 5 damage.
Right. I maintain that this is the toughest red
the-
brand of all time.
With the door with the door open, that was the ruffian's turn, and we have initiative just back up. So we're just going to keep the same rolls as before. It's basically still the same battle. And with that, Loris is up first.
Yeah, I get to
Well, wait a minute.
something.
Don't celebrate because you've literally only hurt yourself throughout this.
The thing is, I've literally hurt myself using the weapons that I haven't used. Tonight I've used everything but my axe, but my big axe. I've literally gone with I'm punching him, I'm kicking him, I'm going to cut a finger off. I've tried to be delicate with myself, so it just doesn't work with these sort of things. So Loris is kind of pissed off and kind of been having a bit of a bad day.
Before you do anything, Loris, we have had a 100 bits be thrown our way from an anonymous cheerer. If you're still anonymous, if you're still in the chat, because that's over $1 worth of spending, you get to basically give. Any time for the rest of the session, which is only 15 or 20 minutes, you get to give an inspiration point to a player of your choice, including any of the NPCs. So,
the enemies.
If to anybody, that's the whole thing. So, first of all, that's if they're still in the chat. So we're just going to keep playing. We'll keep an eye on the chat, and you let us know if there's an inspiration point you'd like to give to someone. Loris
Guy does not need.
Loris, it is your turn.
So it's right. And hopefully this is just going to finish this guy off because I'm really pissed. So Loris is clearly having a bad day. He's been raging inside all day. So literally he's just going to take his rage out on this guy. And the axe is coming out in one fell swoop. So raging, it's just burning up inside me. I'm going to.
I want to hear some of that rage. What does it sound like when Loris hits rage?
I have a plan for level 3 rage. Yeah. At this point in time, level 2 is just a silent kind of. If I had glowing eyes, you'd see it. So level 3, there will be a sound and hopefully something that goes along with it, but I haven't yet found that.
Okay. So what does rage give you again? That gives you.
Rage basically gives me advantage on strength checks and saving throws, +2 melee damage with strength weapons, resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Apparently I can't cast spells, but nah, I need spells. It ends if I get knocked unconscious, but this guy isn't going to survive.
That could very much happen to you, Dave.
I could do it to myself, to be perfectly honest.
Exactly.
So raging... I'm going to bring my great axe out and let's just my good old classic, true to self, straight through his head. I'm planning on ending this man's life because he's just annoyed me in every sense of the word.
Yeah. Okay. Can you
Here it comes. Great axe is rolling.
Whoa.
If this is... Oh, for
wait. So did you get advantage on... When you get a bonus to the damage roll that increases as you gain levels. So does that give you advantage or not? I don't think it does.
It doesn't give me advantage, no. So it's a 9. It's a shit roll. I'm having such a bad night with
not
the dice.
Having a good night of it. The axe just sort of clangs into this the cell door as you swing. He kind of pulls it back just in time for it to clang in front of him, and then he opens the door again. Sorry, Dave. It is.
Don't apologise. The dice and I are going to be having a serious talk at the end of the set.
Yeah, definitely. Mirakin, it's over to you.
I agree. I agree with Loros. This weasel has worn out any welcome any mercy left in my heart is completely gone for him. He's truly beyond help. So I draw out my scimitar, purloined from a dead goblin, and have at him.
All right, roll to hit. You know
I
what?
rolled a 12.
I need to make sure I've got my boy's stats here. I don't think that's a hit, but I will double check. Sorry.
Even if I had used my inspiration, I don't know. That would have only been a 15.
Well, you have to call it before rolling.
No, after rolling, but before you know if it's a hit or
That's
not.
right. Yeah, that's sorry. So
Ooh,
do you
15.
want to use your inspiration point?
15's not that high.
It's better than a
I'm
12.
going to use the inspiration. I'm going to use it.
Could you describe the scimitar attack? Because it is a
I
hit.
don't know if it's successful or not.
It's
All right.
not only successful, but it's going to be the killing blow.
Oh, for God's sake.
Whoa. Oh, I'm so sorry, Laura.
Yay, we killed a single bandit.
You loosened him up, though.
So could you just describe your attack on this bandit?
Right, I pull out my scimitar from its scabbard and I just slash across his neck as hard as I can,
Oh, he
cutting into
He
flesh.
does not see this coming from you. And his neck just opens up. And just there's a look of shock on his face as he realizes what's happened. And as the last sort of glimmer of light sort of drains from both his eyes and his neck, he kind of just smirks a little bit and falls into the wall behind him and passes on. And just the blood around him just grows.
Oh my goodness. How
Did
disgusting.
you look happy about that?
Yeah.
I asked American.
I think you just like the fact that American killed him.
Yeah.
No.
I was asking American, did he look like he enjoyed that?
He did seem to smile as he died. I don't really understand why he would.
That's disconcerting.
I apologize for the disgusting mess I've made, but he was the true disgusting mess.
He is now.
And I've got a way worse headache than I had before.
Oh,
But you killed him.
well,
The celebratory
We can end-
smoke.
we can end this moral. We've ended that moral dilemma. On to the next.
Yep.
Indeed.
The town's master is just like hyperventilating, and he's dropped onto his butt up against one of the walls, and he's kind of just murmuring to himself while trying to catch his breath.
I suggest that we lock this door and keep the body in there because we know there's a necromancer around. So just in case,
Can
lock
we keep
up
the
all
town
dead
master
bodies.
in there as well? Given I think the town master is probably part of the problem. If we take the keys off him and put him in the cell, would that not keep him away from the Red Barons and any potential danger and trouble for us?
That sounds wise, Mr. Loris.
It's about the only thing I've done right this evening. So
Perhaps
A
we should accept-
different cell, though.
Harbin, I think what they're saying makes sense. I mean, if nothing else, it would appear as though you had not aided us.
He hears that, and his breathing he manages to finally catch his breath, and it kind of dawns on him that you're right. Like, he realizes that there's no way that word is going to get out about this, and he kind of says,
But they won't have received the payment.
No, they won't. The payment is still here, so they will come here and rescue you.
So I just give them the payment and like normal, and you guys will take care of everything else.
Yes, play along for now, I would say. Hopefully, we can take care of the problem before they show up.
Yeah, and tell them that we ran to the west.
How do we trust that this what's his name again?
Hard on.
What is it? Hard on. How do we trust this hard on fellow who isn't going to back us out immediately? Can I
Well,
roll an insight check on him?
You can totally roll an insight check.
All right, I have rolled, and it is a
21.
21.
Oh, what? Seriously?
I shan't rub it in.
You can see he's still quite uneasy about this. He's not overly courageous. You can tell he's going to do his best, but you guys don't know exactly how good his best is. He's like, you can tell he's bought in, like he's not about to betray you, but I mean, he's not a strong-willed guy.
And we know they're vicious indeed. I don't know if this is the best case. I think we could be putting him in harm, and I think he would crack, frankly.
well, think of it this way, American. He's the thing he's best at is preserving his own life, and this is the best way to preserve his own life.
How suspicious does this look to the Red Brands?
If he's locked up,
If he tries to pull the wool over their eyes, do we think that they'll believe him?
As I see it, we've got 3 options. We can wait for them in this building when they send more Red Brands to come to collect payment, and we do away with them. We go and attack them in the Sleeping Giant Inn where we know they are, or we go to the manor, or a combination of the 3. What do you think?
Yes,
we learned of a tactical advantage, War Scholar, which you would love to know about, I'm sure. The boy knows a secret entrance, and we think perhaps we could gather some support from the Miners' Exchange also.
perhaps if they are sympathetic to Hard On, they would protect him.
I need to
This
change
is
some of the
good
names
news.
of these characters, I think.
Good luck.
I just want to give a big thank out to Tirazo6 and Fiber for both following us. You guys are both awesome. Yeah, I like to think it's probably having that sweaty fat man blubbering around with his gross voice that made you decide, this is the stream for me. I'm coming back. Sorry, Sig, I interrupted. Carry on.
This is good news, Mr. Gill. Perhaps then some of us stay here, so in case more Red Brands come, we kill them. And the rest of you can go and talk to the miners, talk to the whoever's and rally support. And that way we're not going to be caught unawares. What do you think, Mr. Loris?
Is splitting our number wise?
Yes. Well, one Red Brand alone managed to challenge the 5 of us.
Thanks for the reminder, American. Thank you very much for the reminder.
And what did you say?
He
Sorry.
didn't challenge me per se, but some of the party were challenged.
What did you say? Sorry, Baron?
I said, we know what happens when you're left alone. Chop your own hand off.
Indeed. Perhaps we should just abandon the town and rally our support. Then attack people.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the campaign. Well done, guys.
Go call the police, like I said in the first place.
Yeah. All right, so Sildaz basically is ready to get out of here. He looks towards Gil and says,
So what's the plan? Are we just gonna head up to Tresender? Are we gonna leave this man with the dead body? What are we doing?
I think we should find the boy, find the entrance, and attack Tresenda Manor. Speed will be key.
okay. All right,
Agreed,
so...
let's attack.
All right, so we would where would you like to? We'll have Sildar. Oh, wait a second. Someone just said something interesting. So let's. It's not that we're not showing them on stream. It's just we feel really awkward about showing them on stream. And now I've forgotten what button I used to have them show on screen.
Showing what?
Oh, someone. How's that going to work?
I think he's trying to say someone's done a donation.
So someone said RIP donations. They don't show on stream. I set that up, and for some reason they're not showing.
Oh.
Did you not turn that button on?
No, I totally turned that button on. Oh man.
Finally.
We'll use an honor system here, Fiber. How if it was over $1, you've got an inspiration point to give, but I assume you probably wanted to do that like during the big fight. Have I tried turning it off and on again? I have.
Was that the big fight that just happened?
What big fight? That wasn't a big fight. That was just American embarrassing everybody again.
It's pretty big.
Okay, I need to get that showing again because it was showing last week. That's a bummer. That's a real bummer. Okay.
Sorry, Fiber.
If there's no chance to do a inspiration point this week, come back and you've got a freebie next week. I'll even write that down. All right, so we'll give you that for next week. But anyway, sorry. So yes, Sildar says to you, Gil,
what boy is that?
He's a local boy.
He's a darling little halfling. He's so cute.
Oh, Kellen's boy, Carp. Oh, yeah. What about? You think this is the boy?
He's a halfling boy.
Yeah, I mean we can. I know where his mum. There's a farm. There's a farm to the south of here. That's where Kellen's. That's where Kellen works. We could always see if her and her son are home.
That sounds like a good idea.
I agree.
Okay, well, I think that is a perfect time to stop. I think we can call it a night there. That was a pretty eventful. For not a lot of movement. You guys literally moved like across the road.
Oh, that's
That guy.
We went in and out of the hall.
Yeah.
yeah.
This was